What if I told you it doesn't take a whole lot to become rich? It just takes mindset. What if I told you that myself is in the process of trying to develop those traits so I can become successful? What if I told you that anybody can become a millionaire? Watch this video.
Is it possible to get rich starting from nothing? Of course you can. You don't have to be born into a rich family to be rich. You don't even have to be the smartest. Becoming a millionaire is the dream of many, but the reality of few. Yet, achieving economic success is not as difficult as you might think. Becoming rich without working and doing nothing is almost impossible, but with commitment, criteria, and determination, your first million can become a reality. There are a lot of smart people with good ideas, but they're still poor. Why? Because their ideas remain just ideas. Ideas without an action plan are nothing but ideas. Wealth, first of all, could be a matter of choice. If you spend more than you earn in a month, making extensive use of loans and financing, your wallet is going to be full of liabilities or debts, compromising your ability to save lots of money and invest. On the contrary, if you decide to adopt a more moderate lifestyle, it's mathematically certain that you simply will soon be ready to increase your assets. This doesn't mean not having a car or never taking a vacation. It means having enough to weigh your expenses more wisely. Is that 60-inch TV really such an essential purchase? And is that 170 horsepower German sedan seriously that indispensable for getting around? Probably by asking yourself these questions, you may realize that your money may well be used better. So let's begin here, starting from nothing. Grant Cardone, the man who for 35 years of his life has helped companies and people make more money, and author of The Millionaire Booklet, How to Get Super Rich, has always said that anyone can get rich. Even those of you who at this moment are sitting on your IKEA armchair, in your home, or while you're squashed like a sardine in the subway. Regardless of where you come from, who you are, what you own, and what you're doing, you can become rich. Therefore, starting from scratch, you can become rich. The fact is that Cardone is a man who manages 4 companies that bill millions a year. So, below are 8 steps to become rich, according to Grant Cardone. Here's what he recommends. These ideas and steps are valid for anyone. They're valid for him, and they're valid for you too. 1. Change your mindset. Your millionaire life begins the moment you finally change your mindset. What has not allowed you to become rich is not only your current condition, school, and work, but first of all, your mentality. If you start thinking that you will never make it, know that you're digging your own grave. Start to convince yourself that you can do it. Becoming a millionaire is not impossible. 2. Do some math. Start thinking about how many ways there are to make $1 million. For example, if you manage to sell an object for $100 to 10,000 people, you just made $1 million. The same results apply if you sell a $200 item to 5,000 people. Nowadays, reaching a large number of customers is possible thanks to the internet, thanks to e-commerce such as eBay or Facebook ads. Just repeating "I want to get rich" is not enough. To really become rich, the foremost important step is to plot a viable plan and put it on paper. In many respects, making a financial strategy doesn't only represent the start of a project, but it's also what determines its success. For example, let's say you want to open a restaurant. You will not be successful if you do not plan properly. How much do you want to earn in the first, second, and third year? How many customers do you need to have weekly to achieve that goal? How much money do you have to invest to generate that customer flow, and so on, are a couple of questions you must ask yourself. Of course, your financial plan must contain as many options as possible. A well-written financial plan, like the Monopoly box, should always contain the items unexpected and probability. 3. Create 3 sources of income. If you only earn from a single job, you're exposed to the risk that the company will close tomorrow, and thus your only source of income disappears. The point is, it will become very hard to become rich with only one paycheck. And this applies to those both in the public and in the private sector. Whatever you do with lifelong employment contracts, the classic quote-unquote secure position of the past no longer exists. Granted, a good job and financial security are important, but also think about diversifying. The rich don't have a single source of income. You must have at least 3 sources of income. For example, you can invest in a financial product. You can sell items on the internet. You can open a blog, or you can invest in the stock market. Or you can spend your free time teaching a language, using a PC, renting property, and turning it into an Airbnb, and so on. 4. Learn a high-income skill. A high-income skill is a skill that allows you to earn a minimum of $10,000 per month. Why should you learn a high-income skill? Because it doesn't require an investment in money, and you risk absolutely nothing. All you have to do is find one thing you like to do, learn how to do it very well, after which you have to find the customers who need your service. Let's say you choose to do copywriting. That is the writing of advertising texts, sales pages, Facebook ads, email marketing, and so on. Copywriting is a high-income skill because it allows you to earn at least more than $10,000 a month. In the beginning, you do have to learn, but luckily, a ton of good information is available for free on the internet. However, you can always buy a good course and lots of books on copywriting to save time. The second step is to find clients and to sell them your copywriting service. For example, you can help them improve their website copy. By doing that, you help them increase their conversion rate. The internet seems to have become the answer to everything. So let's see how to make money on the internet. The ways to make money can be different, and how to earn money online requires some specific elements. Here's a short list of activities for how to make money on the internet. They are 7 ways to make money online. Create content, such as a blog, YouTube channel, or any social media platform. Buy and sell your products or services on eBay or other e-commerce platforms. Learning to code and make sites, or fix them, will be among the most valid ways to make money for the future. Become an SEO expert. We don't say it randomly, and if you understand something about it, you also know how difficult it is. Carry out the activity of the publisher. Find agreements with platforms to place advertising on your channels or products. For example, YouTube or Instagram. Use the channels to find opportunities and calls to start your business. 5. Hang out with the right people. The word crisis is entirely relative. We often hear the following phrase: "There's no money around, there's a crisis." Nothing could be more wrong. Consider that the money is always the same. Nobody snatches it. So it's never true that there's less money around. In reality, money is always the same, and probably even more than yesterday since the bank always prints new ones. So based on what you sell, start looking for who owns your money. For example, if you've decided to sell items for weddings, start frequenting Facebook groups of newlyweds. If you've decided to sell Rolex watches, start investing by going to luxury hangouts in the city. Finance and business in general are complicated sectors if approached alone and from the outside. Understanding whether an investment or a company's startup strategy is right or wrong, safe or risky, profitable or unproductive, is not easy for the layman. The variables that influence the performance and the correct value of an investment fund, for example, are many. The risk of doing it yourself, then, is not only that of investing your money in risky and unprofitable investments, but also of not being able to choose the plan that best suits your financial or business needs. You must surround yourself with the right people. These are professionals who know how to make the right decisions on the thousands of technical issues that any entrepreneur faces every day. 6. Save. If you're an impulsive consumer, I have some bad news for you. You must learn to save. Once you've made your first money, the worst thing you can do is start spending it left, right, and center. You'll be tempted to take away at least some satisfaction. So I advise you to allocate only a specific part of your earnings to this purpose. Let's say 10%. Put the rest aside, or rather, invest it again. Avoid spending money on futility, such as vacations in the tropics. Those you can do later. Luxurious cars and watches, dinners in starred restaurants. Continue to lead the same life you did before. Do not immediately throw yourself into reckless purchases. Open a separate current account where you can deposit your savings and consider them untouchable. 7. Invest. As soon as you start earning, you'll be tempted to live the good life and spend your money right away. There's nothing wrong with this. But put your new earnings in a separate account and don't count them. Or rather, consider them only for any new investments, but not to immediately take holidays. Those you will do later. Or buy superfluous items. The first thing you must always keep in mind is, don't focus on just one investment. The golden rule is to diversify. That is, to invest not only in one stock, but in many shares. In this way, if one side goes south, the others should go well, and allows you to stem your losses. It's very difficult for all stocks to go south, but certainly not impossible. And by diversifying the portfolio, the risks are contained. Let me illustrate this with an example. Imagine you're in 1988, and you have $10,000 to invest. You decide to invest $1,000 in 10 different investments, including one in Microsoft. As we know, Microsoft has experienced crazy success. Now let's assume that your other 9 investments have gone awful and you've lost everything. Thanks to your investment in Microsoft, you still have $500,000 in your pocket. This is why it's good to diversify. A well-built portfolio can tolerate even high doses of failure and continues to generate more than good returns. 8. Never go into debt. No matter how rich you are, if you're in debt, you are a slave to the banking system. You have to work to pay them and maintain the required standard of living, perhaps at a job that you don't even like. Therefore, never borrow. If you're thinking of starting your own business or creating some kind of project, but for it you need to get into debt, postpone this venture. Start only when you can pay all the costs yourself. This way you're riskless. And also, the lack of funds forces us to look for creative approaches to problems. In conclusion, money is neither good nor bad. It's just a tool. We decide for ourselves what to use it for. Think about how they affect your life. Why do you use money? What joy and anxiety can it bring you? How can money help you and others? And can it ruin your life? Provide yourself with everything you need to live. Once you have enough money for this, spend time and energy on your development. Then do something useful and help others. Leave excuses aside and get to work if you want to change your life. Nobody will do it for you. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like button. Have a great day, and see ya.
What'd you guys think? See, what I'm trying to say is that the mindset does a lot. If you can convince yourself and be on a strict budget and save all that, all your pennies, but you're becoming a millionaire. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. See my box? This is what I call my Pandora box. As you can see, I've always got cash on hand. Now that's not to flaunt, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I'm just merely trying to show you that anybody can do it, including myself. So, if you need help on trying to figure that out, let me know. I only charge $19.95 for the first month, and then, it's $65 thereafter. So, let me know. I'll show you the keys to success, and thank you to Partial Wisdom for their video there on how to be successful. We couldn't have done it without them. So, there's that. All right, guys, gotta go. Next billion.